in it. And so wherever you go, you got, oh look, we got diesel fuel. Oh, there you go. And so you can run those through there. So in summation, what do you need for emergency lighting? Well, you need to have something, because once you flip that switch and that light doesn't come on, when people start freaking out, you need to have something to part the darkness. I suggest having multiple types of lighting. Have some chemical lighting, have some combustible lighting, have some battery-driven lighting with backup batteries and those kind of things. If you put all your eggs into one basket, you might be disappointed. And not any one of these lights provides all the kinds of light you need in all the ways you need them. So to have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, one here, two there, can really make the difference between sitting alone in the dark and crying like my neighbor did, or being able to go on as if not much happened. I suggest to you that you do in your home what I started with my children a long time ago, and that is, we used to have what was called low voltage evenings. And Dad would come home from work and declare we were having a low voltage evening, and that meant we were not turning on any lights, we were not cooking with the stove, we were doing what, kind of having a little camp out in our living room. And so we would light candles, and we would get my camping stove out, and we would cook whatever we're going to have for that evening for dinner, and then we would play games, usually Yahtzee with the kids and those kind of things, sitting around the table, and we would play games. My children love that to this day. Now if the power goes out, they're excited. They think it's a great game. Woohoo! We get to play. They think it's a lot of fun. Rather than sitting and crying, they think it's fun. So much so that about 2 months ago, the power went out in our complex, and my eldest daughter was not home. By the time she got home, the power was back on. She was mad. She was upset that she missed the power outage, so she didn't get the chance to play with all the candles and cool toys. If you have some low voltage evenings in your house, not only are you going to save yourself some electricity and not have to pay a higher electrical bill, but you're going to find out what works and what doesn't. How much light you really do need. Can we get by with one oil lamp here and an oil lamp there? How many of these votive candles, do they really work like Corey said they will? Does it light the bathroom enough for me to go in there? Obviously you're not going to go in there and put your makeup on. You need a lot more light than that. But you're certainly going to be able to use a bathroom for almost everything else with that kind of light. And so by having a low voltage evening, kind of a little test that way, it's a lot of fun. Now if it's just you and your husband at home, we can call this a romantic evening. Lighted candles on the table, throw the kids out in the park and have fun that way. There is something intrinsically soothing, especially about candlelight. Man craves a fire to turn away the darkness. The snap lights certainly are not going to give you that. My little headlamp is certainly not going to make for a romantic evening. But I'll just close by saying there was after the first blackout in New York City in 1967, 9 months later there was a spike in the birth rate. You figure out why. So do what you can to get emergency lighting, and make sure that you have some around. Not so that you can have a spike in the birth rate, but you can make sure that your house is lit and you are taken care of.